Hi, this is Heather, and this is Module 14, Parental Apathy. Please excuse my voice. I'm having a struggle with allergies right now. So the problem identification and analysis. What do I know? I know that Miss Rose is a new assistant principal. She recently finished her master's degree. The school is lacking community involvement. There's little contact with parents and the community, and the principal seems to be fine with that. Miss Rose would like to change those things, and she's discussed it with the principal, and apparently they have different views as far as parental involvement. The principal is against any PTO or PTA, but is okay with a parental advisory board. They decide to send out invitations sent to the parents to attend a meeting that they're going to hold. Only 8 parents show up. The principal wants to cancel it. The principal feels that the parents didn't want to be involved, so that's why no one is showing up. What do I need to know? I need to know, is there a school website or social media page or any other means of communication to get information out to the parents, to get them excited to become part of the school? Do they offer incentives to the students or to the parents for being involved in coming into the school and learning what's going on? How do the teachers communicate with the parents? Do they use email? Do they use social media? Do they use Remind? Is it just flyers going home? What type of involvement does the principal have in the community? Is he involved in other things besides just making phone calls to them? Does he have other business relationships or partnerships with the community? Why is the principal against the PTO and PTA? What happened that has made him against this? Are there other communication methods, such as, like I said, the social media, the email, Remind, or text? Is there community parent involvement in clubs at the school? Are there any issues going on in the school now? Why did the PTO and PTA dissolve? Also, the demographics of the school and the community, are they disadvantaged? What's the socioeconomic status? What is the female to male ratio? The ethnicity of the students? The parents that showed up to the meeting, what is their involvement in the community? What's their job? Are they parents that are probably the few that are already involved? Are they new parents that maybe they have never really seen come to anything? What is the district's stance of parental involvement? What does the district feel should be attributed to each of their schools as far as parental involvement? What is the problem? There's a couple problems. The principal's against forming of a PTO or PTA that would probably encourage parents to take part. There's very little community parent involvement in the school. And Miss Rose and the principal have different viewpoints on parental involvement. So my plan of action would be that the meeting that they're holding, even though there's only 8 parents, I would continue with the meeting, because 8 parents can turn into 16 parents, that can turn into 32 parents, and so on. Once the word gets out from these parents, maybe more parents will come. Find out, what the parents' positions are in the community, and is this how they can reach more parents, by these parents that maybe have jobs in the community that'll also relay information. Establish the school vision and goals and communicate this to the parents, not just to the parents that are there, but to all parents, whether it be via email, flyers, Remind apps, whatever they use to get to the parents now. Form a base committee with parents. So the ones that showed up, start them in a committee that maybe will help build on that committee to build more parental involvement. Establish meeting dates and times that work for the parents. So start with the parents that are there. Come up with some dates and times, maybe monthly, for the parents to get together and meet. And hopefully, again, they'll reach out to other parents, and the times will work because the parents are kind of reflecting on what the community's availability is as well. Look for other ways to reach out to parents in the community, whether it be television or radio, any other method of communication to, like I said, reach out to those parents, to grab them and pull them in to help achieve your school's vision is important. Provide, food or refreshments. when they come. Some parents are coming straight from work. A little refreshment and snack may entice them to say, okay, I could stop there before I go home to get dinner or so forth. If a school website or social page exists, post things regularly to update the community and the parents. You can't just have a website that's there and says, hey, here's my school, without putting some successes of the school, some things that are upcoming events, showcase the students' works and stuff on your website. Anything to encourage the parents to want to go to that website to keep up with information in the school, and maybe reach out to connect as well. Appropriate strategies for implementation of the plan. I would brainstorm with the parents that showed up. Get some of their ideas of how to get more of the parents involved. What made them come? What was the trigger that said, hey, I want to go to this parent meeting? And continue from there to get more involvement. Set up a parental notification system, however that may be the most beneficial to your community. But again, you have to look at each community in its individual status, because some communities, it may be better to send home a flyer. Others, it may be better to do an all-call phone system or email or website. It just depends on your community. As we said before, set meeting dates for the year so they're prepared. They know, hey, Monday at 6 o'clock, we have a meeting every Monday at 6 o'clock, at the beginning of the month. Have teachers or department heads reach out to parents. That's a good connection for them to give a parent a call and just say, hey, I'm just calling to let you know such and such is doing this in class and doing a good job, or, some positive reinforcement to get parents more involved so they won't fear that there's negativity for them being called or coming in. Meet with the principal to go over what they learned at the meeting and decide the next steps. So I would meet with my principal, or I would have my administrators meet with me to decide, okay, now what's our plan of action? What seems to be the most beneficial to the parents that were there, and what do they feel is going to help us get more parental involvement? Resolve the issues based on promoting the success of all students. What is best for the students? Well, the principal needs to take a leadership stance. He needs to promote what's best for the students, and parental involvement is important for the students. He needs to share ideas, collaborate with teachers, parents, even students, get their ideas. Plan some events, some social things where they can get together in fun events. So it's not always that, oh, you're coming to school to find out what my child's grades are, or a discipline problem or anything like that. Giving more positives will have more parents engage, or just more community members in general. Use parents as a sounding board. The 8 that came, there's your sounding board. Start with the 8, and hopefully it'll keep multiplying. Create a better communication system. Don't just think that phone calls and emails is good enough. I know, for instance, I have 3 different emails, and I check one of them every moment of the day, and the 2 others here and there. So communication through email is not always the best choice, depending on which email you're contacting me in. So the same thing for parents. They don't always have the time to get on their email to check every day. Not every parent is a technology person that wants to be on the computer looking at their emails. Phone calls, yes, it's good, but if it's a message, I know sometimes I don't check my messages for days. So there has to be other communication systems, whether it be social media, website, radio, we said television, and, promote the school's vision daily. Put out positivity, promote your vision, what you want to see in your school, and let them know, let everybody be aware that this is what you want for your students, and we want to succeed together. Debriefing the problem. What was I thinking, feeling, and valuing? I value Miss Rose's point of parental involvement. I feel that she has the right idea for the students, for the best interest of the students. I also feel that the principal seems very set in his beliefs with no room for new ideas, which is a little disturbing, because you have to be able to be open to new ideas. You have to reflect on what works and what doesn't work and continue on for there. I think Ms. Rose seems to have a clear understanding of the importance of school community relationships and how they foster learning. So I really value that in her. I understand, and I feel bad that it seems like the principal may have had some bad relations with past PTO or PTA. Not really sure, because it wasn't stated, but it kind of, you get that feel in the writing that he did, and I get it, but as a principal, you still have to move past that. So some unresolved issues. Why is communication so limited and poor? Why isn't he trying to communicate more? What are his issues that he feels that the minimal communication is good enough? Why is the principal so adamant about not having a PTO or PTA? What is the past history of parental involvement? Was there any? At one point in time, was there an abundance of parental involvement, and what made it deteriorate if there was? If there's never been, why? Why hasn't the district tried to promote this, or why hasn't the school? What has caused the lack of parental involvement? Is it just the community itself, its status? You need to look into the whole picture, not just the school, but the community and so forth. Is the demographics playing any part in the lack of connection between parents, community, and school? Socioeconomic status, diversity, is there a language barrier? What are the things that are stopping the school and community to become one, basically, and work to the benefit of each other? Okay, reflection on Standard 7. As an educational leader promotes the academic success and personal well-being of every student by promoting communities of engagement for families and other stakeholders in the school's community. So here you want to create open lines of communication and collaboration between the schools, parents, and the community. Allow for parent events to support our vision and goals, and even student events to support the vision and goals for our kids. Provide services to the parents that may help them engage with the school. For instance, some may need babysitters or translation services. Again, you have to reflect on your community and see what their needs are in order to get more involvement from the community and parents in general. So that's the end of my case study. Thank you for listening.